Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm very happy to see you here. All of you. Cindy, I hope the children are feeling better and it's less cold than it used to be. Thank you for coming. And if you have questions, go and ask. If you have something on your mind, did you read something, experience to share, everything, everyone is invited. Yes, Adar. Yes. The 12th month from spring, in the North Hemisphere perspective, yes, from the Exodus, this is the 12th month. Yes. 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 Some words about Adar? Would you like to hear, Fernando, about Adar? Was born in Adar, in the 7th of Adar. Yes. He was supposed to be born later in Sivan, as every normal baby usually is delivered in after 9 months. But he was born, how do you say, pre-time, before time. And he was born in Adar, the 7th of Adar. Yes, he was born. 6 months, yes. Yes? Yes. Purim and Carnival. Yes, yes. That's correct. That's correct. I would like to ask you a question. When you close your eyes, you can also practice now. You can also close your eyes if you wish at the moment. And when we are closing our eyes, can we say that there is a room, there is a table, there's a window, there's a chair? Can we say anything when our eyes are closed? Can we say anything? You can't, Jill, you can't. So when we close our eyes, we cannot say anything because there isn't any distinction. In a way, darkness or not seeing is oneness. But when the eyes are open, they are distinction. We can make distinctions. We can say, this is a table, this is a chair, this is a window. But from which perspective we can call objects in their names? From which perspective? Is the question understood? You can also unmute and speak. Rodrigo, Fernando, Cindy, Jill. You can also unmute and speak. Yes, yes. Do you understand the question? Again, when we close our eyes, and I'm also closing my eyes at this moment when speaking, yes? When we're closing our eyes, we cannot say anything about what is around if we are asked. There is like kind of darkness that contains everything as one. But once, yes, Fernando, we open our eyes, then there's a linear connection. Then we can describe what we see. This is the meaning of Vayehi O. Let there be light, the light of distinction. Yes, Fernando?
Shabbat Shalom, Eti and friends,
Oh, how do you do?
and I'm fine, and I wish you a Rosh Chodesh Tov, a good beginning of the month of Adar. I'm fine, Eti, and how do you do?
Amen. Happy to be here with you. Happy to start a new month and with maybe
Yes,
less colder temperature, let's say. So we're happy to see you here and to be here with you. Yes.
yes, and here is extremely hot weather.
Yes.
It has high temperature, so maybe in the middle of the extremes would be nice.
Yes.
And I'm just, I think that what you opened it's related with this beginning of the month. You know that, of course, but we have the in Purim, it exists that mitzvah that is to the one to get drunk, right? Like it is a good deed to get drunk in Purim, and this is quite shocking sometimes if you look at it from a literal perspective. Or how can be a good deed to get drunk, right? But I think that it is not. Uh, it is not about getting drunk. It's about that to not distinguish what is good or bad. Like to dissolve this. What you just said, just to dissolve this perspective that we already know what is good or bad. Because our life sometimes present ourselves something that is chaotic, that is chaos. But after a while, when we look back, we notice that in fact that was a good thing for us. We just judged it as something bad, something that was not good. And I think that since it's the 12th month, is the month of dissolution of pieces. I think that this brings this idea that we don't know. You don't know what is good or bad. We are not in charge. It is something like that. It is what I think about this. But if you could share what you think about these ideas, because I know that it can get. I can imagine that in some places, even Purim and here as well, Carnival can get really. It casts a shadow as well. It is not only
Mhm.
beauty. It is not only something nice. People do bad things. So I don't know what you think about it.
Yes. Thank you for the question. Yes, there is a tradition or just a saying that to drink until it's not to drink until drunk because drunk is also translated, but to drink until we don't know, until we cannot distinguish anymore. To drink because once people drinking, they say all kinds of things. Yes, this is also a perspective, but in a way, the drinking shows or demonstrates that we really don't know anything, because there is a sense that all of us are sober or in control, and we do know what we're doing and when we're doing it and so on. There is a sense of illusion of control. That what is control? The sense of knowing. So it's an illusion. And coming into this month is just in a way the demonstration of illusion. It demonstrates, it's a big theater play of how much we don't know. And Purim, to this celebration of to how do you say, to dress and to wear costumes and to how do you say, to paint on the face or to make up. It's a double sword holiday, so to speak, because a lot of violent events are happening under this umbrella or under this disguise of people are dressing and going out with costumes. Yes, many terrorist activities are being held under this umbrella of this holiday. This is it. Yes, it is border in a psychosis, I would say. It's not things that people would like to speak about. I'm not sure that people speak about it, if ever. I mean, look at the fact, a lot of massacres are happening in those days under the veil of dressing up or wearing all kinds of paints and colors, coming into parties, but it becomes something else. But it also borders in all kinds of events, unhappy events. So once we drove in a taxi, and the taxi driver, I think he was from Lithuania, and he said something very interesting. He said, Purim, he says, this holiday when people are dressing up and wearing costumes and get drunk. He says, Purim and Hanukkah. Purim is in March usually, now Adar, and Hanukkah is in December, prior to Christmas. He says, this is for children, he says. So we ask why. He says, those holidays, those are for children. He says, the real holidays are mentioned in the Bible according to his. He says, Passover is a freedom, and Shavuot, okay, there's 10 commandments or saying or reason or unicity. And he says, Sukkot, Rosh Hashanah, everything is okay. But he says, this is holiday for children. What he meant is those holidays, Hanukkah and Purim, that historically are younger, meaning they added to the tradition in a way after the 5 books of Moses were written, after the Bible, almost, yes, the book of Esther still managed to find itself in, but those are younger, how do you say, younger holidays. We are taking, how do you say, we're very much, how do you say, to be cautious in those days, because it's not, you have to really to pay attention to what is happening, specifically in those days. So regarding those moments now, yes. But carnival is something. Yeah,
Oh,
people take liberties. People take liberties,
yes.
and yes.
And I tend to, let's say, to agree with this guy, because what can I say? If you already have the ability to dissolve your ego, to dissolve your sense of certainty about things, this is not exactly a holiday. You can do it all the time, you know. So I tend to agree with this man.
I mean, it's just how do you say? It's just there is an atmosphere of those days when people are dressing and going out, and also there's a lot of, I don't know now, because the mood here is changing. There's a sense of defense all the time, but it brings a lot of chaos and a lot of destruction, and it is like it borders violence. If it was like to dress up and like an event for a party for 1 hour, okay. But it brings in all kind of things and not very nice. This is about Purim, yes. But I would like to return. Good afternoon, Abigail. When we close our eyes, we cannot say anything because we cannot see anything. So, when the Bible says, and there was v'choshech al pnei tehom, there's like darkness upon the abyss. What kind of a description is it? What kind of a description is it? In the book of Genesis, v'choshech al pnei tehom, and there's darkness upon the void, yes, or upon the abyss. What does this sentence describe or mirrors? Which kind of darkness? On Mars? What kind of darkness is it? Yes, yes, Fernando. Yes, yes, yes. The darkness, yes, both are right. Yes, of undifferentiated. Yes, and yes, darkness that concludes all possibilities. Again, darkness that concludes all possibilities. So, is the darkness bad? This is the question. This is a completely different reading. Usually, the book of Zohar opens this chapter, but when people are reading the book of Zohar, they tend to take the conclusion of what the sages are writing. But there's a process of inquiry, and the sages are asking and asking and asking. And darkness upon the void, v'choshech al pnei tehom, is what? This is darkness that concludes all possibilities, all infinite possibilities, manifestations. How does it sound to you? You can unmute and speak. So, and the next verse is saying, Vayomer Elohim, and God said, Yehi or, let there be light. Vayehi or, and there was light. Which light is it? Which light is it? Again, let's all of us close our eyes for a moment. When we are closing our eyes, there is no differentiation. We cannot say anything exists. In English, exists. X out of exist. Yes. So we cannot say that something exists because there's like a darkness. But once we open our eyes, there's in a way light, and there is with the light comes distinction. Before the light, before we are opening our eyes, there is no distinction. So, opposed to what we think usually, or we tend to think, darkness concludes everything. And the light makes division. Division. Like dual vision. Yes? Division. Dual vision. So it is opposite to what people think. Usually people think the darkness is bad. Isn't it so? But it concludes all infinite possibilities. Please pay attention that how the chapter is being written. Vayomer Elohim, and God said, Vayehi or. Sorry. Vayomer Elohim Yehi or, and God said, let there be light, Yehi or. Vayehi or, and there was light. So when we can distinct and call object in their names, we call this, or according to the biblical verse, we call this light. When we call an object with a name, let's say a tree or a table, this is light. The names are creating distinctions, but, or with it, a separation. A name which is being given, whether it's a noun, table, chair, sofa, window, those differentiations are creating what? Separation. Now, when a baby is being born, and the fact that, let's say, we're opening our eyes and we can see this is a table, this is a chair, this is a window. In the same manner, when baby is being born, it's like suddenly it is revealed to our eyes. And we name this baby, we give this baby a name. And the name that this baby is given will create in him a sense of separation. Is it clear? So this is the parallel happening. They're not any different. Again, I would like to repeat this exercise because this is what is happening all the time. We don't tend to see those things as parallel happenings, but this is the same. We close our eyes. One moment, we're staying in the dark. We cannot say that there's something exists around because we are incapable of seeing anything. We are in the dark. This darkness contains all infinite possibilities in unicity as oneness. Once we open our eyes, we can say, we can give, we can use words. There's a light, the light creates distinction, and we can say, this is a lamp, this is a chest, this is a window. Before we opened our eyes, there was darkness. The darkness conceived all of possibilities as a potential existence in unicity. But once we open our eyes, we can say, this is a lamp, this is a chest, this is a table. In the same manner, this is not any different. When a baby appears into this life, the midwife of the doctor, the deliverance who holds the baby and in a way give it to the parent. The baby comes from the womb and the baby appears as a living soul here. Before he left the womb, he was what? He was concealed. Now the baby is out of the womb. This baby is revealed. And he gets a name. The name that the baby is given will create a sense of separation that will escort this baby all of his life. The name that the baby is given, it doesn't matter in which culture and what time, what language, this name will distinguish the baby from the world. In the darkness or in the womb, there is no separation. Once the baby will go out, it's like we are opening our eyes. When the baby is out of the womb, it's like us opening our eyes. It's the same thing. There isn't any different. Once we are opening our eyes, we can call things their names. Also, we say things. Yes, things. Opposite to what we think, darkness holds all infinite possibilities. And the light creates a sense of separation, a sense of distinction. And this is the light of the eyes, the light of reason. So reason, please pay attention. What is reason? What is reason? Let's write a Hebrew word for reason. Tvuna. 1 second. Tvuna. Does it remind you of something, a name of a sphere? Tvuna comes from which word? In Hebrew, to what sphere does it sound to you, like tvuna from what? From bina. The sense of reason exists between two. It's a relation between two. Questions? Now you can close your eyes again. Let's take another riff of it. Close your eyes like we're going to sleep, all of us now, together, or to rest, deep rest. Now slowly open your eyes. There's only looking. Looking without seeing. Looking without me. Questions? So opposed to what people think, darkness in the book of Genesis is not evil, is not bad, but stands for all infinite possibilities. Now I would like to speak about tohu vavohu. In English it is usually translated to chaos, to a mess, but not really so. Tohu comes from the verb in Hebrew tohe, which is wandering, like in the song wandering, wondering whether, if, may, maybe. Yes. So tohu, it means to wander. To wander. And bohu comes from two words. Bo, it means in him. In him. Second, I'm trying to. In him. In him. He is. Oh, he is within. So tohu vavohu is not a chaos or disorder or a mess, but a state in which there is, not someone is wandering, but a state in which there is wandering, and the source is in it. Again, tohu vavohu is a state in which there is a wandering, and in this wandering, the source is. questions? Now the question is Tohu Vavohu, according to what we said, or what the Zohar is writing, the sages that wrote the text, or sages all over the world, Buddhism, or sages, because this is wisdom, and wisdom is shared to all. Is Tohu Vavohu, according to wisdom, is it a bad thing? Speak, yes, 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 Cindy, this is it. Rodrigo, can you unmute and speak? I would like to ask you a few questions. In other words, what? Yes, yes. You can unmute and speak, Rodrigo?
Hello, Echi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Good morning.
From which perspective the first chapter is being written of Genesis?
From perspective of duality, right? From
Yes,
the phenomenon.
yes, yes. This is it. People are looking and thinking that it was written from the perspective, like historical perspective, or even evolutionary, but it's not. Yes, yes, this is correct. And what happens to you when you hear it about first time, maybe about Tohu, about the darkness upon the void or the abyss? How do you accept this? Is it the first time you hear it?
Yeah, I'm already heard about this, and even here with we already talk about this. But for me, it's hard to, how can I say, explain myself in English. It's not the excuse. Also, it is, but I don't know if I'm able to explain all. How can I say? All things that came to my mind when we talk about this. I'm not able to share with Abigail, Jill, and Cindy. Sorry, I feel that I'm not able to do it.
Yes, the Tohu, yes, Cindy asked, is this Tohu speaks of Haaretz? Yes, the will. Yes, something inside is cooking. There's wandering inside. Yes, there's wandering inside. What's going on? Now, another perspective. When children are being born into the world, Aren't they? Haven't been here before. Let's say, is their birth is finite? The fact that there is all-time birth, whether it's through animals or humans, or the tree sends its new branches and new leaves and the flower are blooming, they start in buds or sprouts. What does this say about all creation? Because what we see here, something is greater than our own separated experience. There's appearance of life all the time. Like waves, you look, sometimes the ocean is still, sometimes you see waves, all kinds of waves. In the same manner, there's a birth, which means appearance of children, of animals, of leaves, of trees, of buds, of birds, and there's a disappearance, appearance and disappearance. What happens is when there's appearance. What does this mean, appearance? There's like going out from the source into the manifestation. When this is happening, going out to the manifestation is considered to be out. When things are appearing in the manifestation, what happens? We give them names. The flower, the baby will get a name, the tree, and so. Before they appear, there isn't any cognition because they don't have a form. Is this process understood? It is happening to all creation all the time. We give names to what is appearing. What is not appearing, we cannot call in any name. Are there any questions, Jill, Cindy, Rodrigo, Abigail, that you would like to ask? If not, I would like to wish each and every one of you a happy, beautiful and new month of March and of Adar. And I hope to see you here soon on Monday. Toda and shalom.